So it's been a long time since I reviewed Vizio TVs on this particular channel, and the main reason is because I just don't see the market share like it used to be. So I want to show you guys a Vizio TV, and I pulled up Best Buy website and they have this one right here. This is a V series, and the thing about this one that really stood out to me is that it has Dolby Atmos capabilities, has variable refresh rate for those gamers out there with AMD FreeSync, and it has some features like Apple AirPlay and HomeKit. So I'm very intrigued about it. So for you guys, being an average consumer looking for budget television, let's head over to Best Buy and pick up one. Let's go. Let's take a look at some of the things that they're highlighting on the box. They're saying that it has Dolby Vision, HDR10+, which Samsung uses, AMD FreeSync with variable refresh rate. You have Bluetooth headphone capabilities, you got the AQ processor, and it has a voice remote control. And one thing I like about this one is that it supports Wi-Fi 6E triple band, which is up to 4 times faster than 5 gigahertz. Down here, it supports Apple AirPlay, HomeKit, Chromecast built in, Google, as well as it will work with Alexa devices. As I was reading the specs on it, this TV supports HDMI 2.1 on all the ports. Now keep in mind, this is a 60 hertz television, and you probably ask yourself, why do you need HDMI 2.1? Well, the reason that you would need that is that it gives the gaming mode more bandwidth, so you can achieve better input lag as well as variable refresh rate, and that's going to allow you to do that on any of the inputs. Plus, it has the HDMI 2.1 output for eARC, and that's going to allow you to use it on Dolby Atmos soundbars and things like that. In the box, you get a quick setup guide, 2 feet, but they are made out of cheap plastic. And here's that voice remote control, and check this out, it comes with Duracell batteries. Pretty fancy. Now, packing on this box is pretty good. It's got a styrofoam that goes around all the different edges. It even has a cardboard to cover the screen, which is good. And I love these smaller TVs because they're lightweight, so you can easily handle them by yourself. And check this out, it has another cardboard on the screen, so it looks like they packed this TV very well. But looking at the back of it, it's a little bit on the thicker side, and it doesn't have a removable power cord, which I tend to like to have removable power cords. Let's go and get these batteries and the remote control. Looks like it's fairly simple to do right there, and this whole back cover just slides over like that. But I wish this had number pads on it so you can get easy access to direct channels if you're not using streaming applications. Okay, let's go ahead and install the feet. Now that we have the box out of the way, let's take a look at the back of it. And it looks a little bit more on the old school side, but keep in mind this is not a very expensive TV. Well, you can see over here, it has a ventilation for the heat, and it looks like some tiny heat sinks inside there. You have the screw holes so you can mount it on the wall. And on this side of it, you have your TV tuner, your audio outputs, which is a plus because a lot of TVs don't have that anymore. Plus there's a fiber optic output and an Ethernet connection. And again, this TV has Wi-Fi 6E built right in as well. And on the side here, we have a USB 2.0 and 3 HDMI. And again, Vizio saying these are all HDMI 2.1s. And this is the eARC one that can go over to your soundbar. And here it is from a side view. This is a VA panel with direct backlight, so it's going to be a little bit thicker, but that should give us really good contrast ratio. And we'll check into that as we get the TV all set up and ready to go. Now, as a consumer, there's a couple things you need to consider. First of all, how good is your experience with the TV using the interface? Because Vizio basically has their own. The second thing is picture quality, and we'll test everything that you need a little bit later on in the video. But let's talk about the TV experience itself. So when you turn the TV on, you're going to get this home screen. And keep in mind, Vizio does want you to create an account so it can store all your data for the future. Now you have live TV, and I did hook up an antenna. And Vizio has their own streaming service, so you have a couple of options here. First of all, you do have an on-screen guide, and with this, you can see what's playing. Now I will tell you, it doesn't have a built-in memory card to record footage, but you can see you can go through all your channels. And if you go over here, you can see that you have on-demand shows and movies, and that's going to allow you to watch content and you won't have to pay for it, which is pretty good, but it's streaming. Now they do have free movies and TV shows like I just showed you, and you can browse for these different categories. Next you have applications, And I will tell you that most of the major applications are going to be installed from the factory right in the television. The way to have this set up, you can discover applications, you can see all the apps on your home screen, or you can search for apps. As we scroll down these different applications, you can see that they have all the major brands already in here. We're talking about Netflix, Prime, Max, Apple TV, Hulu. So pretty much everything you're looking for is going to be in here, including Discovery. And with Vizio, it's basically their own content. I don't see anything really exciting in here, but it does have some content in here that you can watch if you want to take a look at it. Now, another feature I really like is that this TV does support Apple AirPlay and HomeKit. And this is going to allow you to take your Apple iPhone or iPad and connect it to the Apple ecosystem so you can turn the TV off and on and do basic features with your voice commands. Plus, it's going to allow you to do screen sharing directly from your phone as well. The last few things down here is we have settings, and inside of here we can put the TV in different modes, like we have game mode, sports, vivid, bright, and calibrated. So that is calibrated from the factory. Down here you can pair your headphones, and it's going to work with most Bluetooth headphones, which is great. We have your sleep timer, and then down here at the bottom we have all settings. Inside of this menu you can basically control all the customization of the TV. So for example, if you want to go into your picture, you can see all your different temperatures and your aspect ratio, and you do have advanced picture. Inside of here you can control the backlight, enhance the edges. So you have a lot of different options inside of this TV. And for your audio settings, we have a few options here. So inside of here you can choose to be auto output. It also supports virtual X, and then you can change your bass and treble, which is really a rare thing. And I like this feature because with some Bluetooth headsets you don't get good lip sync, so you have an option to do that. Plus, again, this TV will support eARC for that uncompressed Dolby Atmos output. And the last thing I'm going to show you inside of here is the system settings. Inside of here you can adjust your time, but one of the features I want to show you is that if you don't like this little indicator light right here, it's a little green one, you can turn it off and on right there inside of the settings. Plus, if you have something plugged into it with USB powered, you can choose to have it always on even if the TV's off, which is great for certain type of peripherals like a SD drive or something like that. And you have your CEC control, and this is going to allow your PS5 or Xbox to control the basic features of the television. So now we covered the basic setup. Let's do some picture demos. So this is what the TV looks like in SDR mode, and I can tell you that the colors on this model is popping. But I will tell you, when it's in a complete dark scene, you will see some backlights glowing in, and that's due to the technology. And if you take everything into consideration, this TV has a pretty good picture as far as what I'm seeing so far. And switching over to sports, I would say that this TV handles motion pretty good, but I don't remember seeing anything in the settings to adjust it. It might be based off the different profiles that you put the TV in, but I could have missed it. Another thing I would tell you is that if you have low quality resolution, the upscaling seems to be decent in this low quality signal, and I feel for the average consumer, you won't even notice any big difference, but it all depends on the source to make the TV look its best. Right out of the box, I think the skin tones look pretty natural on this television. And when it comes to vignetting, it looks pretty clean. There's just some slight vignetting around the edges, but nothing I couldn't live with. And also tested on Dolby Vision mode, and it looked pretty good. I switched to the different picture profiles, and I think you'll get a great experience from this television with Dolby Vision. And then I switched over to HDR10 Plus, and overall, I think the picture looks very similar as you would get in Dolby Vision. But the great thing is that this TV supports both sources. So I want to show you the settings in the Xbox. Under TV and display, you can see that it will support 4K UHD. If we go into 4K TV details, it doesn't support the 120 Hz like I mentioned earlier in the video. If we go over to video modes, you can see that we do have auto low latency checked off, and I can toggle down here to turn on the VRR, and this is for AMD FreeSync, but you can leave it always on or only for gaming, so it all depends on your particular preference. Now, this is a 60 Hz television, but we're going to try to override this and see if we can get 120 Hz out of the inputs. So by overriding the setting, we do have options for 1440p and a few other ones down here. And if you look at the refresh rate, it does show 60 Hz and 120 Hz. But whenever we click on the 120 Hz, the TV will drop down to 1080p resolution at 120 Hz. But keep in mind, this is a 60 Hz panel. It might help smooth out the games, but keep in mind that it's not designed to do 120 hertz. So overall, what did I think about this Vizio TV? Well, I'm going to say at the price point of this television, it has a lot to offer. If you look at some other brands, I mean, they don't have the full array dimming, they don't have the direct backlights, and a lot of people are making TVs thinner. The fact that this is a little bit thicker, the audio system on it is pretty good. When it comes to gaming, I mean, with the variable refresh rate and the Dolby Vision gaming, you have a lot of great options in this TV. Now, I will tell you that when I first started filming this video, I didn't really know what to expect, but I think Vizio did a really good job on this television. Is it for everyone? No way. The fact that it is a budget price television, of course, you're not going to have those inky black levels. The picture quality on it is decent, is not the best. You will get a little bit of backlight glow, but again, when you get back to price, I think this is a pretty good TV for the money. I'm Tech Steve. If you have any question or comment, make sure you leave it below this video. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.